Angela, why is this topic so important to you? You have your hands in so many different things, and I know you like to be the voice of women who don't have a voice. Why fibroids?
Because this is something that affects so many of us, just like you just read off. You know, 80% of black women by the time they're 50 will have fibroids, and it shouldn't be normal for us to think we have heavy menstrual cycles, to be in so much pain that you can't even get up, to be bloated. It affects people's dating lives, work lives, makes them unable to leave the house. And when I met Coach Gessie, you know, she shared her journey with me and what she's been doing to help other women, and I just felt like I'm a woman.
Yeah, right.
And so many people I know are affected by it, and I couldn't not do it.
Couldn't not do it. So Coach Gessie, tell us a little bit about your story, because it is pretty remarkable.
So at 30 years old, I'm trying to conceive, and I am having challenges for 6 months now, and I proactively said, you know what, let me find out what's going on.
Right.
Found out I had fibroids that were causing infertility. And this launched what I call my $1 million baby journey, Marisol, where either I was having fibroids or I was dealing with infertility and IVF to actually have a baby. So it was 10 years of infertility sparked by 14 years of fibroids.
Oh my gosh.
5 IVF cycles, cha-ching,
Right.
right? Miscarriage, and 15 surgeries altogether, 5 of them just for fibroids and 5 for complications from the fibroids. So I was left in a place where I thought, my God, this is hell.
Yeah.
You know, and alone because no one was talking
Well, that's
about
what
it.
I was going to ask. At that point, did you have any resources? What were your doctors saying? Because this was, we just divulged. I had girlfriends in high school. This was the 80s. We had no idea what it was, and we just kind of accepted it. So what sort of resources did you have?
I love that you asked that question because the truth is, only thing they said to me is you need to have surgery to remove them. They didn't tell me how I got them, what was going on. No one was talking about it, so I was very isolated. Correct.
Right.
And then remember, I had 5 surgeries because they kept coming back, especially on the fertility journey. So every time I would do an IVF, fibroid surgery had to go after that because the fibroids came back from all the hormones.
Wow. So how, the other thing is, the research is still ongoing, right? They haven't pinpointed what the causes are, how to cure them. What are some things that you all are hearing through your platform and just through your everyday lives?
Well, you know, because of everything I went through, Marisol, I actually authored a book called End Fibroids. And the reason was because when I was going through it, I felt I had to become a medical assistant because there wasn't one place. You know, I felt like we needed a manual because the truth is there is research, but it isn't put together.
Right.
It's like here and there. We know there's vitamin deficiency that drives it. It's
or
very
some are saying, oh, it's from my perm. It's from you know,
there's
chemicals
the toxins,
in the hair,
the
and all
phthalates
this.
from the hair relaxers.
Right.
There's the stress you mentioned earlier, the chronic stress that causes inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a major source. Vitamin D deficiency, you spoke about black women, right? Black women are more likely to be vitamin D deficient because of the melanin that blocks the absorption of the sun. So what happens? That means that we deal with fibroids in higher numbers and in more symptomatic because the D deficiency actually is one of the triggers of fibroids growth and development.
And I do think it's important to go to the doctor and figure out what's going on. But I also think it's important to know that you don't, you know, hopefully not to have to be told you have to get a hysterectomy or a myomectomy, and to figure out if there's other alternatives as well, you know, because I think right away surgery is the answer, and it shouldn't always be the first thing.
Right. We should get to a point where we don't need a hysterectomy. We don't need to get rid of our parts.
Or you can catch the signs early on so that you can intervene with lifestyle changes.
What is top line advice that you would like to tell folks at home who are watching this? Because if you're watching, like I said, you either have one or you know someone who has fibroids.
Right. Don't ignore the warning signs. Heavy cycles, Angela just mentioned it. They are literally an indicator that you have hormonal imbalance, which is one of the, and that is so normalized. All the clients I talk to, they're dealing with what they say is, oh, I have no symptoms. Oh, but you're going through a pad every 20 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
that's a symptom.
People would be like, I can't go out. I have to wear a tampon and a pad. And truthfully, when I did the first Detox Now with Coach Gessie, actually, it made my cycle so much lighter and shorter. And I'm like, this is what it's supposed to be like, just from changing my eating habits.
And it's all about communication and information and educating one another. And I thank the two of you for doing that on behalf of so many women. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Marisol.
Gessie Thompson, Angela Yee. Like I mentioned, for more information, talk to your doctor first You can always start there. We've also compiled a list of other resources, including Detox Now, which are on your screen. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it.